Another amazing week of Lego creations. This week we have a lot of very cool stuff, some very interesting collaborations, and also some new YouTube channels to discover. As always, remember that all the builders and the articles mentioned in this video will be linked in the description down below for you to go and check them out. Welcome to a new episode of This Week in Brixe. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As usual, we start from the Instagram section. Here we are on the profile of GHIBLI. You must remember him. He's one of the biggest and best builders around, I think. Last year he built these amazing 12 dragons for each month of the year, and he also had this very cool Spirited Away mock. Now we have some work in progress of a new Studio Ghibli build. Here we have the work in progress of the Catbus. Very, very cool. You can see how well sculpted is the head, which is where the build started. Of course, you can compare it also with the reference picture. It's pretty amazing how this can translate so well in Lego. We also have Totoro, instantly recognizable, and a little bit more work done on the rest of the bus. I'm really looking forward to see how this mock will be once completed. Next up, we move to Darth Bjorn. So here we have a Star Wars builder. We have a very cool vignette, a conference room at the headquarters of Rothana Heavy Engineering, a build made for the Star Wars Factions RPG. A very, very elegant build, a little bit of a minimalist style, but very, very well done, very elegant, with a very good choice of parts and colors as well. Very, very good. Next up, we have a Lego designer, Know.your.pieces. One of his mock has been displayed at the new Lego factory in Vietnam. We don't have proper pictures yet. I hope he will post soon a proper picture of this, because I really would like to see more of this. This is sort of a river scene from the Mekong Delta, which remind me of one of his amazing builds from the past when he was a afol, not a Lego designer yet. He had this very cool boat, and you can see the technique for the water here is out of this world. A really, really cool, one of the best ever build. Next up, we have Captainlegobrick with a very interesting tree design. So from the front, it looks pretty standard. Of course, it's a very good design, full of leaf. But if we turn it around, we can see a little bit more where the most interesting part is, which is the use of a double stamp piece, turn upside down the top to the bottom to make a very interesting organic looking tree. So this is a very interesting technique. By the way, I don't have any of those pieces, so maybe I should get some to add to my collection for some mocks. Very, very cool parts usage over here. Next up, we have an amazing collaboration. So here we are on the profile of the Rebel Lag. A lot of amazing builders are part of Rebel Lag, and they just announced this Dark Knight Trilogy collaboration. The poster of this collaboration has been built by Tom Stad. And look at this. This is amazing. It's quite difficult to see and tell that this is not actually made with Lego. And once you compare this with the official poster, you can see clearly how well done is this design. Of course, make sure to check out the builder profile. That is amazing. We already featured before on the channel. But some of the builds of this collaboration are already popping out. So we have this very cool scene. This is designed by Joe J and J Brixe, with the tumbler exploding and Batman escaping. Very, very cool scene. And again, here, if you compare the Lego build with the original scene from the movie, pretty recognizable. Go and check out his profile. Another stunning builder over here. And my favorite must be the Wayne's Manor here by Forlomempire. You can see here first, I think, the scene from the movie that is quite iconic, I have to say. And then the translation in Lego is really, really cool. I highly recommend you to go and check out all of these builders' profile, because, for example, here Forlomempire, he had in his stories a little bit of behind the scene of this build that actually has been vertical. In order to don't get the roof to collapse, everything has been vertical and photographed from the top. It was very, very interesting to see. Now, let's move on to the article blog section of the episode, starting from tips and bricks as usual. Technique analysis about this very cool build, GHIBLI's Treetop Trees by Emazingbrix. Very, very cool build. We have some very interesting angles and techniques. Of course, as usual, tips and bricks make a very good job in highlighting all the parts usage and all the different techniques that are behind this very cool mock. Go and check out the builder's profile, and then again another technique analysis of a mock that is on Lego Ideas, I think, and we feature already on the channel. This is by Lego Paradise Official, which has, by the way, an amazing YouTube channel as well. Of course, here the focus is mainly on the functions that are pretty cool for this Volcano build. Here is Lego Paradise profile, and one more interesting article is this one about this TIE fighter designed by Intert Builds. Amazing builder as well. Go and check it out. Here we have a snot technique masterpiece. We have some very interesting angle part usage here as well. So there is a lot to learn from this article. And of course, remember to go and follow all these builders. Okay, now let's move on to new elementary. We have a parts review by Tobymac about the magical transparent box, a new Lego classic set with some very cool translucent parts and some interesting new parts. For example, we have quite a lot of inverted slopes. We have this 1x2 snot brick with only one stud on the side. I have this in dark orange, I think, from the tiny plants. And also we have some very interesting slopes, curved bricks in this set. That could be an interesting part spec if you are planning to build something using these colors. We also have an interview by Jenkins with the Lego designer of the William Racing car, the Lego Icons car, the Nigel Mansell one. Very interesting, not only because the name of the design is Gus McLaren and he's designing a F1 car, but because it's very interesting. Of course, he did an amazing job, an amazing design. Lego Icons cars are some of the best building experience usually. And it's always nice to have a little bit of behind the scene and the thought process about these builds directly from the designers. More on this kind of content later on in the video. Now on BrickNerd, we have an article by M Heiseldal about this very cool build that I didn't know. This is a build from 2011, before I get back into Lego. Very, very big and very, very interesting, like many of the other creations shared here as well. Creation by Mike Doyle. So here he's sharing a little bit the experience on how he managed to acquire a piece of this mock that was a mock that really stick into his mind. And also share a little bit this experience on how people, not so often, but it can happen, they go on and buy mocks from other creators. Very interesting article. We also have the fourth conversation piece. It's posted by Henry Licklider, but is the fourth of a series of articles wrote by the Builder Improvement Initiative. So here they talk about how to decide what to build. They give you some tips on how to do that. Some people like to start from reworking some table scraps. Some people prefer to look at concept art. I do that sometimes, not just to recreate everything you see in the concept art, but sometimes just to get a little bit of inspiration on different sections of the mock. I have some great examples here as well. You can also get inspired by your own hobbies, by your own life, or participating to contests and challenges. And you know that I always love to participate to contests. We'll share some more contests later on in the video. Now, moving on to the Brothers Brick, we have Minifig Monday. Here we have a very interesting selection of unconventional Star Wars minifigure. So if you like minifig customization, you should go and check out this very interesting article. Staying in the Star Wars theme, we have this build by Gregory Coquelz, which is an Andor build, a Ferric speeder. Andor Season 2 coming, I think, on the 22nd of this month with 3 episodes. So perfect timing to post this very cool mock. There is also a little YouTube video where you can see a little bit more details about this. We were talking about Studio Ghibli at the beginning with that Catbus work in progress. And here we have a microscale version of that made by Joe Lamb. Very, very cool little microscale. I love microscale, and this is perfectly done at this very tiny scale. One more highlight for me on the Brothers Brick is this very cool build by collab. So this one also gives a lot of Studio Ghibli vibes. Very, very interesting creation of those clouds at the back with all those dish pieces. And there is also a big round piece in the center. I cannot really tell which part is that. And I would be very interesting also to know how the grass has been built. I don't know whether he's using a net technique or if he's bending the base plate. I would love to see a little bit of behind the scene of this build. Very, very cool. Now let's go back to Brick Nerd for a moment, because Markus Rollbuhler posted the April contest roundup. Lot of interesting stuff. Quite a lot of activities on Lego ideas. We have habitats challenges, the Rogue Olympics. Later on, we're going to talk a little bit more. We, of course, had the Bricklink Designer Program and a lot of different interesting articles, a seed part challenge on the Classic Castle Forum. And there is also this micro-scale Star Wars building contest, again on Toys and Bricks, following the previous contest about the micro-scale Lego sets. Now, let's talk about the Rogue Olympics. The topic of this week was well. So this is my build for week 5, which is a wishing well. I use the mini doll instead of the minifigure because I'm playing around with a friend set. You will see some update soon about that. But anyway, let's talk about week 4. The topic was trash, and here is my trash talking build. I think it's pretty fun, probably so far my best entry for myself, at least in these first 4 weeks of the contest. Let's see some highlights, some selection of my favorite builds out of the 30-40 that are submitted to the Rogue Olympics every week. This very cool one is by Brixe. A very interesting choice and use of those curved slopes for this man that is going and checking inside this bin. We also have Oscar. We have a couple of Oscars submitted. This one is my favorite. This is by Steentje. A very cool use of those friends leaf pieces at the back side, and also of the sausage piece there over the eyes. Very, very well done. We also have a micro scale garbage truck. This is by ThomasH. Very, very well executed at this scale. Very simple, minimal, but very, very well done. I always love a good old micro scale build. Flatlandbrick is going very strong in the Rogue Olympics this year. He has this fish with all the trash going around here, even using some pieces of Lego packaging in the build, and the parts usage here is amazing. We have the surfboard again, we have the stem pieces, we have some swords, we have some very, 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 very cool stuff over here. One more build that I want to highlight is Woomy World. Again, is knocking out of the park every week at the Rogue Olympics. This is the Wasteland Operative. I don't know even to begin here with the parts usage is out of this world. There's so many things here. I wouldn't know where to start. This is another level of expertise. Now, let's move on to Lego ideas. We were talking a bit about Studio Ghibli this week. So if you search Ghibli on Lego ideas, you can find actually quite a lot of submission. Some of them are quite popular, so they have a chance to get to the 10,000 supporters. Even though in the past, nothing has been approved yet with all the Studio Ghibli build that has reached the 10,000 supporters. There is one by Jan RSSX that just achieved the 10,000. So let's see if this one will make it. Very, very interesting build. This is the world of Studio Ghibli, so we have many different things, many different characters, so you can go and check out all the different details at this of this build and discover all the little details and all the little characters in this. My recommendation for this week, I think I featured this before, but it's a nice build, so I'm going to feature it again. Built by H Scorpio. I mentioned before the medieval Moroccan riad, which is very, very cool. While we have this sort of floating island that I think could be a very interesting concept, especially if hanged to the wall in a sort of Lego art style, not just with this bridge detail and tree, but I think the Lego designer could get even more out of this concept to create something very cool that anyway you can display also on more regular stands and those pieces, those trans clear pieces at the bottom are actually quite sturdy, could give a decent support to the build. Now let's move on to the YouTube section. We have some new feature this week. Let's start from a big channel, Brixe. He has a very interesting interview with the designers of the Iron Man bust. They have the little presentation that they did at Fan Media Day, but then there is also an interview with the two designers about this, with a little bit of overview of all the different iteration and concept model that came before the finished one. Now, another Lego designer here, Groll666, he has an alternate model of the Blacktron set, which is the Blacktron Triceratops, that's how he call it. Very, very cool. Very nice activity, the one of create alternative model of Lego set. I'm working on one alternate model right now, more update in the next video on Monday. If you are into mechs, here we have a very cool series of video by Mishima Productions, which is upgrading the Lego Ninjago Ultra Combiner mech. This is a series of 4 videos on all the modification that is doing to this mech. So if you like this kind of content, I really recommend you to go and check it out. Then we have Emazingbrix World with a little bit of update on his trailer park, with an addition of details, and also the addition of quite a big chunk of vegetation with some very interesting tree design as well. Go and check out his channel, not just for the custom part, lights and train, but he has a very, very cool Lego city. I mentioned, I bricked it up in the previous episode. He has another video with the ultimate showcase of all his Broncos design. I think he has 7 different Bronco design. So if you like this scale and these vehicles, I recommend you to go and check it out. Some new channels I just discovered. This one is very cool. This is Brick of the Rings. So we are talking Lord of the Rings here. He had a massive build of Edoras, which is an iconic building from the movies, from books. Very, very well done. By the way, the video, the editing is top quality. And you have all the behind the scene of all the parts of this quite sizable mock, with all the details and all the techniques. And again, the video is really top quality, so go and check it out and subscribe. Also here we have a smaller channel, JF Mock Stories. If you like Star Wars and if you like series of big Star Wars diorama, this might be for you. It's a German channel, but now is auto dubbed, so you can watch this in English. This is about a Mandalorian scene with an interior and an outdoor. Pretty interesting, so go and check it out as well. On my channel, I posted a little bit of overview of my first 4 builds for the Rogue Olympics. And I also have a vlog for members only, where I have the first behind the scene of my next build, which is a alternate model, actually 2 alternate model of the Lego Friends Space Research Rover. Very, very cool set, by the way. Talking about Friends, they have some very cool sets recently. If you want to support the channel, you can consider doing your Amazon US shopping using my affiliate link. Here we have the Friends Friendship Camper Van that I featured on This Week in Bricks a few weeks ago. It's a very interesting build, 15% off already here. And we also have this Treehouse Hangout, 15% off. We have some very interesting parts here to create this tree. So we have reddish brown, we have nougat, we have a few leaf pieces. So this could be also an interesting part spec for you. If you don't intend to do that, you can just support my channel by leaving a like, leaving a comment, or subscribe, or to go and check out one of my previous videos. And here you can see the playlist with all the previous episodes of This Week in Bricks. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.